these are Palestinians. They were affected by the war they are fighting with Israel, because it is very, very clear that they have been suffering, there's no food, they are dying of hunger. Over 67,000 Palestinians were dead because of hunger, because Israel blocked their border for the supply of food. They blocked everything so that they are not going to get medical treatment, they are not going to get supply of food and drugs. But what really led to all these things? That's what I'm going to explain to you people, what really caused this war and what led to everything. But for now, I'll be playing you some few videos so that you're going to see what is going on currently. Clear that what really happened here is Palestinians suffering for food, and they cannot survive properly as they used to survive as before. That's why I'm going to advise everybody, war is something that is very, very bad, because some people are saying that they need war to get their freedom, they need war for anything. But I'm just going to give you this advice that war is not something that is very, very good. So I'm going to be talking about what really caused this war and what really happened in the history of the Israel and the Palestinians, which is the Gaza. So mainly what you really have to do is that Israel, they are having war with Hamas, which this Hamas is just like a state in Gaza. So, and the Palestinians too, Palestinians is a state in Gaza too. So this really happened in earlier after the World War II, so whereby the Holocaust and the United Nations, they agreed in creating a state which they are going to name one the Jewish state, they are going to name the other one the Arabic state. So whereby the Jewish, which are the Israel, they agreed to everything. They were saying that okay, it's fine that they want to have their own state. So after creating the state for the Jewish and the Arabic state, so the Arab now came up with something and said that no, that Israel, they occupied almost all their states, that they have a small portion of the states left, that it is not going to happen, that it is not possible. So we thought all these things was something normal, that this was something that they can fix. Then the war has started, whereby the Gaza, they started throwing bomb in Israel. They started causing war again by fighting Israel for taking a large portion of their land. So from there, Israel, you know, God really blessed Israel that they are going to win any battle. So Israel won them in the first war. So whereby so many cities in the Gaza were destroyed, and the Palestinian city were destroyed totally, because the Palestinians don't have any place to stay again, because their houses, their buildings, everything were destroyed, because Israel really launched a bomb in their cities, whereby it destroyed their cities. So that's why the Palestinians, they are refugees even till now. They have not really found a place for their settlement. So this really caused so much issues, whereby the Palestinians, they have no place to go to, but they are in Gaza. They are in Gaza as a refugees. So whereby Hamas now took over, because they contested for an election, and that's how the Hamas won. And the Hamas, instead of the Hamas to meet Israel for them to make a peace talk of everything, of how they are going to settle all these things, so the Hamas now took charge over Israel. They started fighting Israel again. So whereby this really causes so much issues, whereby the Israel, they have to also launch the bomb. They have to do so many things so that they are going to win the battles, whereby over 67,000 lives were lost. More than 67,000 lives were lost in Gaza, whereby the Palestinians were really affected because they don't really have a dwelling place to stay. So whereby it really caused so much issues for them, and they don't really know where to go to. So this war happened because Israel and Gaza, which is the Hamas, they have been fighting for so long. So the first war that they had was in 2014, then the next war that they had is 2018, then the next war that they had is 2021, and now this one really happened 14th of October 2023. So Israel and the Palestinians, which is the Gaza, they have been fighting series of wars, causing so much issues. So what really happened to this war now that they are fighting in October 2023 was that due to this, the result of this state, something of the land that the Israel took, which was very much. So whereby the Hamas, the Hamas, they are not the ones in charge in Gaza. So they had to attack Israel by launching their bomb to Israeli cities, whereby it killed over 1,002 Israelites in the city, whereby they also abducted over 200 hostages. So this really got Israel shocked because they thought that the war was over because they have not talked anything about the war for so long or about the state. So Israel now had to revenge everything, whereby Israel started sending their missiles to Gaza and to hamlets, whereby the Palestinians too were also affected. That's why they are just roaming about, because the Palestinians, over 58% cities were destroyed in Gaza. They were destroyed in Gaza. That's why in Gaza now, if you go to Gaza, you're going to see Gaza is just like a desert, because Israel really destroyed their cities, because it was them that find their troubles first. They had to attack Israel first by launching missiles and by abducting over 200 host stages in their name. So whereby the Israel really have to make them to pay for everything, whereby the Israel, they have to lock and block their supply of food, their supply of drugs. They have to block their borders so that they are not going to travel to any state again. So whereby this really affected them. That's why the Palestinians, they are begging for food up and down. That's why they are that's why they are dying because of hunger. The only way that they can get food is whereby if any plane crosses and the plane have to supply food to them, that's the only place that they can get food. But if it's for them to plant, to harvest, because the bomb have really destroyed their land, they cannot plant, they cannot walk to earn money, there's no market to buy some things. They are just in a big mess now. So this is really what really causes the war, and US president have really talked so many things so that they are going to make peace, but still nothing is about to happen. So this is one of the big issues that they are facing, and Israel, they are not ready to stop. So as of recent, Israel also launched a missile to Gaza by killing so many people, whereby these poor Palestinians kids, they don't deserve such a life, because they are suffering now on something that they know nothing about because of what happened in the past. That's why I'm just going to say that you don't really have to make what happened in the past affect the futures, which are the children that don't know anything about, because these poor kids don't really deserve this kind of life that they're living now. It's really so touching that I even felt so bad when watching this video and seeing so many of them dying on the road. Like, this is not something normal again, and so that's how everything happened, and that's how Israel used because the United Nations also were saying that Israel used the blockage of food, health, and all these things to affect Palestinians and to affect Gaza as a whole. So that, because if they see that they are dying of hunger, they are going to come to Israel for peacemaking. But none of them have even come to Israel. Instead, they are trying to make things worse. And Israel have really messed them up. Israel have messed their cities up, messed everywhere up. they have destroyed their buildings. That's why in Gaza, there is just like a desert. There is totally like a desert. So what I'm just going to say is that I'm not really encouraging war any place. That's why these poor kids don't really deserve this life, and this video really got me so emotional. I was really talking about what happened, and it was really so bad to see this kind of kids suffering this way because what's happened in the past. So currently the war is ongoing now because the war started in October 2023. So we are in 2025 and they have been fighting for 2 years, which the Palestinians, the Hamas, all of them have all lost their life just because of this dispute that they cannot settle. For me, I'm just going to encourage peace because there's nothing in war. War is going to mess everything up. It's going to render all those buildings, all those infrastructure that they have hustled to work for years. They are going to destroy everything, and you are going to start afresh to develop that country again. It's not really easy. That's why anything war, you just really have to take it off your mind, and you have to go and make peace. So I'm just going to make this video to Gaza, Hamas. You can go make peace with Israel. Like, you guys can sort this issue out than killing the poor kids, because these poor kids don't really deserve such life. They have really suffered a lot because someone died of hunger. Hunger is not something that is very good. It's really something that they are suffering. They are suffering. So let you guys just do anything possible to make peace, because peace is what unites nations. So if you know that you learned something from this video, kindly subscribe, because we are going to be dropping more videos, back-to-back videos. If you know that you have anything to say about this current war that is going on, I'm just going to advise you to just say something so that they are going to make peace and they are going to save the life of this poor kid suffering around. So thank you for watching this video to this extent.